Well, this is one of the reasons why I have multiple channels. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but Glendon Cameron, his main channel, had, I believe, 144,000 subscribers. His biggest channel. He claims, and it could be true, I don't know, I'm not judging that part, he claims that he was hacked. I think it's a funny coincidence that he's hacked after he comes back after about a year and a half. I think people really got tired of his negativity. They wanted to hear his business content. They do. Even some of his haters liked it, Glendon's business content. But the dude was on a rampage, constantly talking about Anton Daniels, Erica Williams, the lead attorney, like bringing up the old story about the video he did where he said he's like R. Kelly with the young girl. And I think his reasons why he's not as big as he is as a YouTuber is his own fault. One, if you never did the video, he probably would have been way more successful. I admit, he's probably still a millionaire. He's probably, in his mind, successful enough. Although I don't believe any of us could be successful enough. Just my point. I think there's no ceiling. If you could keep going, you keep going. But I think he was complaining a lot because he wasn't as successful as some of the, particularly the white content creators, which I agreed with him on. Like, you can't compete with some of the white and Asian content creators because YouTube is a little bit biased, and they will send you, if you look white middle class or Asian middle class, they're gonna push that white audience on you. So you're gonna get a lot more people with money. So I do agree with him on that, but that's not a reason to sit there and dawn on it. I'm a black content creator. I don't get enough views. And somebody like him might say, well, because I got shitty content. Okay, I could take criticism. Maybe my content's not good enough, but I'm still out here doing it. I'm not complaining. I'm putting out content. Somebody's seeing it. No matter how little views you got, especially with the new algorithm, somebody's seeing your content. And it does help when I do talk about him because people like drama, but I've gotten videos in the past with thousands of views and didn't talk about him. So, granted, I don't think I'll ever get as big as I want to be on YouTube, but I have multiple channels talking about slightly different stuff. And if something goes down, I have another channel. I have 5 channels. I technically have 6. 5 I actively post on. 2 got a lot of rideshare content. 2 are considered probably more about financial stuff, and 1 is primarily about business too. But if you've been watching lately, he even admitted he toned down the swearing, the cussing, the blaming other people. And he's on his other channel. He's probably gonna be mad that I'm telling you where he is, but the channel he's on is just called Dead. He lost the phone number, I guess, according to him, so he can't change the YouTube name, the YouTube channel name. So it's just Dead, just called Dead. So if you guys are looking for him, his Hustler Kung Fu Live was the big channel. He still has a smaller Hustlers Kung Fu that I believe has a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. He's not talking on that one. He's talking on his older channel, just labeled Dead, the word Dead, and which is a trigger word for YouTube. So Uh, he has about, I want to say 47,000 subscribers on that channel, but he hasn't posted on it in a long time. So it's kind of like he's revitalizing that old channel. I don't know if his main channel's coming back. He claimed it was hacked by some crypto people. I think it's possible friends of Erica Williams or Anton Daniels hacked his channel to shut him up. It could be. I'm just saying, it could be possible. I'm pretty sure he thought about that theory too, probably. And it worked. It calmed him down a little bit. On his new channel, he calmed down just a little bit. He's not swearing and cussing as much. He's back to business. And that's all I wanted from Glendon. That's all I really wanted. Just get back to business. Stop talking about Anton Daniels and Erica and lead attorney and the R. Kelly video. Just stop talking about it. Let's get back to business. We want to hear business from you. And no, I'm not buying your course, but I will enjoy and partake in your content. You know, I believe he's I don't want to say the best business person I watch, because I believe, and it has nothing to do with race, I think the best business channels I watch, they happen to be white guys. Has nothing to do with race. It's just the best content creators for me. One of them I heard about from Glendon. Glendon periodically was talking about, what's his name? Dan Martell. Look up Dan Martell. Excellent guy. He's talking about this new stuff I'm on, AI. He's really inspiring me. And he's probably the main person that is really inspiring me to start my software company. Even Glendon would be proud that I'm watching him, because Glendon was always talking about Dan Martell. And Dan Martell is a multimillionaire. Just by watching him, you could tell. But he has a lot of advice, and people like Glendon even follow him. So, really good guy. He's not like these other people. I want to think of somebody you might kind of compare him to. Gary V, maybe. Gary V's similar in a way, but Gary V's a little bit more old school in his content. Dan Martell is talking about more of the new AI stuff. Gary V's kind of focused more on the social media side. Gary V does say do AI, but he don't go into detail. Dan Martell is literally saying, look, do this. You can start an AI business. Here's a good idea for you to start an AI business. Here's 3 business ideas to start an AI-backed business. He gives you the ideas. He gives you the way to start them. So I'm really into Dan Martell. He's a great guy. I can't tell his age. If I were to guess, he's anywhere between 40s and 50s. You know, he's got the white hair. He could be younger than he looks. But yeah, I would say he's anywhere from 40s to 50s. And he's been doing it a while. So, great guy to watch. I don't really watch Anton Daniels. I briefly will breeze by his channels. And from what I look, he's just doing reactions to other people's content right now. And he's blowing up off of that. As much as Glendon don't like Erica, she's very similar in her content. So she did get some tips in the past, at least from Glendon. Her content's very similar before Glendon was flipping out. So occasionally I'll breeze by her. I don't really watch her channel regularly, but I'll breeze by it every now and then. But I had a video I did that's getting more views than normal on Shania Business channel. And I had put Glendon's video when he was ranting and raving about Erica. And that's how I knew that his channel just disappeared, because I put a link for you guys to go watch that video and then watch Erica's too and see how she handled it. and it was gone. I was like, where's his channel? Where's Hustlers Kung Fu, the original one? Or the original channel. Because he has a smaller Hustlers Kung Fu that he was supposedly going to rebrand and just stop posting on. I'm actively posting on all 5 channels. It is some of the same content, I'm not going to lie. I probably try to integrate different short form videos on each channel. One, I focus mainly on rideshare, so it's not talking about the same stuff on that. One, I'm talking about a lot of AI stuff. Chennai Business being my original main channel, I'm talking about some of the similar stuff as Glendon. And yes, I was in a real business in my life. For those who think, oh, I just talk about business, I never had a business. I had a brick and mortar store of my own in 98 to about 2001. I've done a lot of online stuff since. So I've been doing affiliate marketing for over 20 years online. I'm not that great at it, but I've been doing it. The channels, my oldest channel is probably 8 years old. So I've been grinding at this for a long time. I think this coming year, with this new holding company I built, I had an old holding company, I still have it, but it was set up wrong by this guy, E. Dean Cole. I talk about that in my older videos. I only repeat myself because not everybody watches the old stuff. So he overpromised, underdelivered. Same thing with Troy Mason from Zetegrity. RIP, he actually died recently. Recently being like, it's probably been 3-4 years now, but he died relatively young too. I believe he wasn't even 60 yet. I believe he was like 59, somewhere around there. I believe the last conversation I had with him, he said he was gonna be 59. He might have lived to be 60, I'm not sure. But another entrepreneur, overpromised, underdelivered, you know. He died actually owing me money, believe it or not, me and others, for a failed business experiment. So you're going to find in this business, until you get out here and really start doing business, Glendon was right, a lot of things will go wrong. Just trying things out, doing different things, setting up different entities, things are going to go wrong, especially when you pay people. When you pay people, the wrong people, things go wrong. I don't know why, but I'm thinking positive, and I'm really feeling like 2026 is going to be better. And it's only going to be better because of my credit score. I managed to repair some stuff on that and get my score up. Just everything's falling in line. I figured out how to actually start a company the right way myself rather than paying the wrong people. There will be some tools that I'll use to help me out, but mainly I'll be doing a lot of it myself. The only thing I'll probably be doing is getting one of these filing companies to file the actual documents, but I'll probably get my own EIN and several other paperwork, so I'll probably file on my own. But I'm feeling positive going into this new year, starting my new company, gonna be software, because I know tech is where the banks want to give out money. I encourage you, if you can, start anything in technology. That's what Dan Martell is talking about right now. Anything in tech is going to be favorable to the banks when you go after business and corporate credit. That's really the main reason why I'm doing it. And I have a tool, links below the video actually, if you want to try it out. I did a prototype using Gemini platform. I used the platform, the AI Studio from Gemini, and I built my own prototype app that works. It really works. So if you want to try it out and play with it, go right ahead. You know, it works. You could chat with it. You'll type in the fields. It's 3 fields. You'll type in basically what kind of business you want to do, give a brief description, what genre is it in, and give it some 3 basic details, and boom, it'll give you ideas for business names. It'll give you ideas on even how to market it. It'll even tell you where to go, what social platform to go to market your idea. I literally went in 20 minutes. This is somebody not techie. I'm not techie. I went in 20 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. AI Studio. Put in some general prompts, and it gave me an app. Gave me my app link, and I use that app link, and I use Bitly, and boom, give you guys a link. I'm eventually gonna do my own domain for that app, because I'm gonna present it to banks when I walk in the bank, and they'll be like, well, what are you working on right now? I have a prototype right here you can try right now. Makes me look smarter than I really am. Somebody not techie. I'm just a regular Uber driver that is trying to get out of the rat race and go into a different space where I know I can make more money. I am going to have to guarantee my first couple lines of business credit. I'm okay with that. For years, I was kind of hoping to get the right credit partners, and I realized you can't beat them. You got to join them. You got to fix your own credit. Get yourself well established, then go back and hire the right people. Glendon's been talking about hiring people for years. I've seen him hire people off and on, but they never last. So he's not really a good example of somebody that hires people and keeps a steady staff. I actually want to hire 2 people that can maintain and stay in the company for at least 5 years and help me grow this thing. They got to have a social media presence, and they got to know more about AI than I do. I'm not asking for much. I'm basically a beginner. So any average person that's younger than me, that's really into AI, should know more than me. If they know less than me, then they don't have a shot. You know, and I will never pay myself even more than probably these first 2 employees. I'll probably pay myself equal pay, because I really want to keep the majority of the money in the company. Now, it doesn't mean I won't reap rewards from the company. Like, the company could buy a company car, hotels when I'm on vacation, because I'm going to be working. I'm always going to be doing content. It's basically, the concept is going to be, I'm labeling myself a software publisher for the business code, but it's basically going to be an AI marketing agency. That's basically what the concept is. NAICS code is going to be software publisher. You can look that up, and you'll see the code. It's a low risk code. I didn't want to do transportation because I was originally going to do transportation, but I realized it's not going to stop me from getting business cards, because I can get a lot of gas cards. But just being in the AI space is going to get me way more in initial business credit. And then I could backtrack and do a division for the transportation side and still get those business cards. I could still get those business gas cards for the main company. Still use them for the division. So it's going to work out either way. I'm probably going to definitely get something bigger than what I'm driving. I'm driving a pretty small sedan. I'm thinking of going to a minivan or a luxury SUV. I haven't decided yet. I might get a used. If I get a luxury, it's gonna be used. It's not gonna be like a brand new luxury car or anything. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't waste it. I want to keep a lot of the money in the company. I'm not gonna be any rush to hire those two people, but I feel like if you're gonna grow to the level that I want to grow, that's another thing I agree with Glendon on. You have to build a team. You can't do it alone. There's no way you're gonna be able to do the kind of business I want alone and scale it. And then I want to take time off. I want to be to the point where I could take a week off and know that the company's still producing. You know, I want to have it where we have 3 people. Any one of us could take off on a vacation, not at the same time, obviously, but when one's on vacation, the other ones can make sure things are running smoothly. You know, that's all I'm asking for. And everybody, get their 2 weeks a year or their 3 weeks a year. Maybe I'll do like 1 week the first year, 2 weeks the second year, something like that. And as the company grows, they can take off more and more time. And it's always going to be content driven. It's always going to be about building content, using AI tools. It's just I want people smarter than me to grow the company. I don't think, even with my prototype is enough to submit to the banks, and the banks take me serious. But when I go in with that and be like, oh, we're raising money to do something even bigger, I'm thinking like a fan base type thing, the Black-owned social media platform. I'm thinking about doing something that big, raising the money through grants and corporate credit and doing something that big. Maybe going public, maybe selling a company. If I sell the company, I'll just start over and do it again. Nothing's stopping me. Long as I keep living, I'm going to keep grinding. That's the way I look at it. I'm going to keep building. I'm going to keep focusing on doing other things. But until you get out here and try things, and you are going to fail. That's the one thing I've learned over these years. I'm one of the few people I know that isn't afraid to fail. I was in my cell phone store for 3 years, and I consider that a failure. I consider it a failure. And I'm not going to make excuses, but if I had YouTube and the technology that I have now, back then, you guys wouldn't even be watching this video right now, because I'd be so much bigger. I probably would have had so many people working for me by now, so much in corporate credit. Just having YouTube alone would have gave me the exposure at my cell phone store to sell triple of what I was currently selling. I was barely making enough to pay rent. We were doing flyers, for God's sake. I'm talking the pager day. The pagers were phasing out back in '98, and the phones were coming in, but the phones were still kind of big. The smallest phone was the StarTech, but some of you old heads remember the StarTech's like a little clamshell, but you can't get smartphone device in a clamshell. Motorola tried it, so it was a cool time period being in the wireless phone industry. It really was, because it was somewhat tech to me. It was somewhat of a tech era, but without the current technology that we have now. I kind of wish we had at least YouTube back then. We're talking like 98 to, I'm giving my age away, 98 to 2001. Some of you watching this probably weren't even born yet. So the technology's come a long way. Cell phones have come a long way. You know, I couldn't do a YouTube channel just using my cell phone back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've come a long way. But just imagine where we're going. That's why I love this technology era. It's moving quicker now. The older I get, the quicker technology's moving. And the quicker time's moving. So it's like you got to stay up on it. And I want to hire our younger staff, slightly younger than me, you know, with still some experience, you know, maybe 30s, 40s at the latest. I don't want nobody fresh out of high school. I'm thinking like maybe they've been in the job force a while and they're just tired of the rat race, but they have somewhat of a social media following. They might dabble in AI for their own personal, but they haven't really made it a business. Now, I am willing to give up equity, but I'm not going to go crazy, and I am going to be careful. So I'm probably going to go through 10, maybe 12 people before I find the right two that I'm willing to give one equity share to, you know, because I want these people for the long haul. So I want to get the right people. I already got so many ideas for the future, and it's literally come to this point. I literally was just 3 months ago talking about, oh, it's almost the end of the year. It's here. You know, Christmas time, almost the end of the year. Speaking on that, I gotta hurry up and get my granddaughter her present. Not to change the subject, but I gotta stop shopping last minute. I got a habit of doing that. But we've come a long way, and I've got so much more to talk about because technology's still moving. So I was thinking I was gonna go through this phase where I don't even know what to talk about. But there's just so much coming. I think OpenAI, while we're on the subject, is getting nervous because Google is on it. Google, I think, is on it. They come out with so many free tools. Meanwhile, OpenAI is just kind of building to keep up with Google. Google has a suite, I tell you, of just free tools that even if you don't upgrade, you're able to use these things, try them out. That's how I did was able to build my own app. OpenAI, I would have had to upgrade to the $20 a month plan just to build something similar. I don't even think I'd be able to do it for free. OpenAI is letting you try everything for free. Notebook LM is amazing. I did a couple videos with using that already. That came out pretty decent. My thumbnails are coming out amazing with the Nano Banana. But it's like hit or miss when I try ChatGPT. It don't always come out unless you word it exactly a certain way. ChatGPT really sucks at thumbnails, in my opinion. Nano Banana, I can literally just say something simple and it'll give me like an amazing looking thumbnail. I might have to just tweak it a little bit in Canva, but a lot of times I don't even gotta tweak it. I'll just go into Canva and just make it the perfect size because it'll be slightly bigger than I want it. But I think Google surprised me, Google, actually, because when ChatGPT originally came out, I thought they were gonna be the best always. And Microsoft, even though they invested in OpenAI, they right there with them too on a lot of their stuff. Even X with their Grok is supposedly pretty decent, you know. But I'm pretty happy. I will go back and forth with ChatGPT and Gemini, but 9 out of 10, if we're talking just thumbnails, I'm going to Gemini. If I want to do a video based on information I got on a company, I'm going to go to Notebook LM by Google. If I want to build my own app for free, I'm going to go to AI Studio by Google. So Google's winning right now. You guys got to try this stuff out. You got to stay on top of it. And it's ironic, the people that are coming out, I don't want to say no names, but the people that are talking about doing AI, their thumbnails suck. They're talking about doing AI and they're doing this and doing that. Not all of them. I'm saying there's a select few people. Their thumbnails, my thumbnails are better than theirs. The only reason why they got more views because they got more subscribers. Thumbnails I've been doing are on point lately, especially on my Nice Guy Driver channel. I've been taking my time using Google Gemini, and they've been coming out just how I want them. But that's all I really got for you guys today. Thank you for listening to me rant. It's a Sunday, quiet Sunday. I just came out for the hell of it. I did a few Uber and Lyft rides, very few. I'm gonna go home and just work on some content right now, actually. But I just wanted to share with you guys real quick. And Glendon, actually, not to change the subject again, but before I leave, I just remembered somebody came on that video I did about Glendon, and it sounded like it was Glendon. They had one of faceless YouTube avatars, and they were pretty bitter. And they were talking about how I kept calling Erica Williams professional. She handled the situation very professional. Kept repeating that. And I'm like, is this Glendon? And I was like, Glendon, I'm sorry. Being sarcastic, I'm sorry. You know, you're right. Because he was on a warpath. This dude he's got to be like almost 60 years old, and he's on a warpath about something that happened over 2 years ago. Glendon, let it go. I'm sure your subscribers would agree. Let it go. Let's get back to business. Well, he said he is on the Dead channel. He said he's going to get back to business. He's not going to focus on negativity no more. Don't get mad at me. I ain't going on your channel doing them long things comparing you to Anton Daniels. I don't even watch Anton Daniels. So if that is you coming on my channel with them long, I'm not going to say attacks, because he's not attacking me, but he's just complaining. And I can't imagine anybody's that loyal to Glendon to sound that upset. So it sounds like it's one of Glendon's little AKA channels, and he saw my video because I got a good thumbnail. Go check it out. It's I'll link it below this one. It's a good thumbnail. I put him and his new girl that he was bragging about. I put the thumbnail with Glendon and his girl, and it looks good because I used Gemini. You know, I used a Nano Banana on the thumbnail. And I think that probably got his attention for him to comment. But I don't go on, I'm not one of those people that goes on his channel and compares him to Anton Daniels and gives him a hard time. I just come out here and express how I feel on my own channel, you know. And if people want to, I get some negative comments about Glendon on my channel. It don't bother me because I'm not Glendon, but I will respond to some positive ones about Glendon. I'm kind of in the middle with Glendon. I'm thinking some negative things about how he flipped out over the situation. And it may be a fake story too, guys. You got to realize that the story might not even be real. And these people are talking about, oh, he's going to go to jail. And there's no evidence that it even happened. It was something that supposedly happened when he was in his 30s. The man's almost 60. He supposedly slept with an underage girl when he was like 30 to 35 years old, I believe he said he was. But he could have made it up. There's no evidence it happened. No girl complained. Like in the Epstein files. Nobody said nothing. Everybody's condemning him to jail, and I'm the only one not condemning him. But I gotta be honest. I would not come on YouTube and make up no story like that, knowing it's gonna destroy your reputation, whether it's true or not. And one guy was in my comments saying, "Oh, you won't say the word underage." Underage. She was an underage girl. I don't have a problem saying it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know if it actually happened. Just like you guys don't know if it actually happened. Just because he said it like it was true, don't mean it's really true. I'll be honest with you guys. All that dating stuff Glendon be talking about, I don't think he's quite as good as he lets on. I'm just saying. You know, I'm not competing with him because I'm not the best in the dating world. I'm probably lousy at it, be honest with you. But I think he was exaggerating a little bit, you know, and you guys believe every word he says, but you don't believe he's $1 million business owner. But you believe all his nasty stories. You guys kill me. So I got like hate and positive comments on my video about him. On all the videos I did about Glendon, there's some hate and there's some positive. And I enjoy it. It's entertaining to me. You guys leave the comments because I'm not the one said it. So, but one guy was kind of getting on me because I wouldn't say the word underage girl. I think I said young trim or something. Underage, sorry. I'm saying it now. But that's all I got for you. That's my rant for today. I'm letting it go. Just so you guys know, I'm letting it go. I'm not going to do any more videos about Glendon. I'm getting back to business on my side. And I'm out here doing. Glendon was out here saying, you guys need to go out and do. You guys do need to go out and do. And somebody was out here, stop doing videos until you hold those videos until you do what you're talking about. Doesn't mean I'm lying because I'm talking about my future plans. Glendon's doing the same thing. You know, he's talking about stuff he's gonna do. You know, open a warehouse. He's doing all these plans on the clothing line, and he's talking about stuff he didn't do yet either. You know, but I'm talking about some stuff I'm working on because I'm bringing you guys along the journey. That's why I'm like talking about it in videos, you know, and some stuff I've already done. I've got a holding company now. It just wasn't set up by the right person. So I made some mistakes. You know, I didn't get the right address. All that I've learned from making mistakes, from doing. I come out here, I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I come out here and do. Try things. And that's what Glendon was talking about. You got to come out here and make some mistakes. He came out and he was, I don't know how he didn't know Stripe was going to shut him down, trying to process all that money. I don't know how he didn't know that. And he's blaming it on you guys. You should have known you can't, it doesn't matter who you are. You can't process that much money through no Stripe account. You know, he's only been gone 1.5 years, but he act like he's brand new. Like, it was funny to me watching it because he's blaming you guys for you selling shady courses. That's the reason why Stripe shutting you down. No, Stripe shutting you down because they don't trust nobody. Stripe, Square, PayPal, they don't trust nobody. It's not even about courses. Anybody come out here and process anything for probably $3,000 a person, and they sold like 10 of them, they're going to start thinking, oh, we'll let a couple go. We got to shut you down. That's just how these companies work. But nah, Glendon came out here blaming you guys for selling like bad courses. You guys meaning the creator economy, coming out here selling shady information. I don't think that's it at Glendon. I think they really don't trust anybody. And you're right about one thing. Not a lot of people come out here and are processing courses that are that expensive. He's not looking at his side of things. You know, he's processing. The average person course is probably only like a few $100. Glendon's charging you guys thousands. Thousands. And I'm not going to say the information is not good. You guys got to be the judge of whether or not it's worth thousands. I'm not paying no thousands. I think the last course I bought for Glendon was probably like maybe $150. And I believe I did a couple free courses that I did do for Glendon. And they were good. I'm not going to lie and say they weren't good. I actually did the free course. He was saying a lot of people don't do free courses. He's right. I actually did the free course. It was pretty good. He had some stuff about Bitcoin in there, and it was a pretty good course. I every now and then I go back to it. I still have access to one of his courses. I don't know why I do and a lot of people don't, but if you want to find Glendon, he's on a channel just called Dead. If you type in Glendon Cameron, it'll probably pop up anyway. I don't know why he thinks that the riffraff isn't gonna like follow him over. Even if I didn't tell you guys, the people from the old channel are still gonna go over and find him. Because I think I just typed in his name and it came up. So YouTube is getting pretty good at recommending stuff. Like you could literally type in just my name and you'll probably get all my channels just from my name. You don't even have to type in the channel names, I don't believe. You'll get at least 2 of my channels just from typing in my name. And you'll see I'm grinding, I'm working, I'm trying. You know, I might not be on Glendon's level, but I'm doing more than a lot of you guys. I'm just saying. So, at least some of the people that follow me, I'm out here doing. I've had people watch me for almost the same amount of time as I've been watching Glendon, and they still haven't started a business. So, and I'm telling you what I'm doing. Glendon's saying if they don't tell you what they're doing, it's a red flag. I'm starting a AI marketing agency, and then later I'll do a division for the transportation side. I still will have Uber and Lyft money running through that. I'll have the Uber and Lyft money probably running through the first company, and then when I do the division, I'll have it go through just the Uber and Lyft, just go through the transportation. And then I'll start doing legal private rides once I get that car registered on some commercial insurance. I'm going to still work with just the car I have now while I'm doing the AI stuff. And in a minute I get a credit line big enough to go buy something, I'm going to buy it outright with a line of credit or a grant or something to that effect, where I could get the title. I'll still be paying on it by paying off the card, but I want to own the vehicle. I want that to be an asset to the company. Even though it's a depreciating asset, it'll still be an asset to the company. You know, something I can rent out or whatever. You know, I might have to get crafty. I might rent it out sometimes. I might do Uber and Lyft sometimes. You know, we'll see. We'll see, depending on the type of vehicle I get. If I get a luxury vehicle, I'm probably not going to rent it out. But I'll probably definitely do private rides, high-end private rides. Because let's be honest, Uber and Lyft is going to be gone soon, especially for us drivers. So you got to start thinking about the future. If you're in transportation, start your own business. I'm just thinking low risk, you know, because I want as much corporate and business credit as possible. I don't even want to go after, I'll go after some grants, but I don't even want to sit down and get business and corporate credit until my score is at least a 700. I'm probably at about 650 now. which is, I'm not that far off, but I'm probably going to add a kickoff line, and hopefully that'll give me the 50 points by January, hopefully. I'm waiting for January 1st to do the kickoff. I'm going through credit repair right now through this company that uses AI, Credit Versio, I think it's called, Credit Versio. I'm using that to repair my own credit. At least Equifax and Experian and TransUnion. Equifax is the only one I can't see because they block it. But if I clean up my Experian and TransUnion, all that stuff will automatically fall off to Equifax. I think Equifax is the least important to me. The most things go through Experian and TransUnion. I've already got a relationship with Bank of America. I've got a relationship with my original holding company with Navy Federal. I got a personal with that. The guys pay me rent through that, so I got a little bit of extra money flowing through my Navy Fed. What else I got going on? Still part-time Uber and Lyft, at least 5 days a week. I'm probably going to slow down a little bit before New Year's, but I'll be back up on it the first of the year. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do a C Corp or LLC for this first company. It's probably going to be an LLC just because it's cheaper. And I just got a lot of goals coming this year. I want to set up a trust. I want to get my whole life insurance probably through Navy Federal. They got a great program for whole life. They sent me something on it. And I just got a lot of plans and goals, and I hope you guys want to go along on this journey with me and just watch the content. I'll be here for hopefully another 8 years, God willing. No wood, but knock on something. God willing, I'll be here for another 8 years. It's been like 7 years on YouTube and YouTube. Been like 7 years on Uber and Lyft. 8 years on YouTube. I lasted in the actual brick and mortar business for 3 years. I've been doing wireless cell phone game for over 20 years, online and off, through different companies. I work for Sprint, Nextel. I have my own store. I was selling T-Mobile before it became T-Mobile. I think it was like OmniPoint and Voice Streams, and before T-Mobile. That's how old I've been doing this stuff. Pagers were phasing out. So I might have some type of memorial for the cell phone game when I actually get a new brick and mortar. I want to have a brick and mortar office at some point. I don't want just a home office. Just so I can have like the cell phone days memories. I kind of miss those days sometimes. 98 was the end of a good era. It was the end of the 90s, pretty much. But that's all I got, guys. Thanks for reminiscing with me. And hopefully you'll come back, watch some more. If this is your first video, go check out the other stuff. I might have some stuff underneath the video somewhere. YouTube likes to hide our links now, but check those out. I have a free AI tool you could try out. I have a free grant source, a real grant source. Not that crap where you go type in on Google and they give you the fake stuff. Real grant source. And the grant providers, they give out $1,000 grants all the time. So check that out. Link somewhere below. If you're watching a short form video, go to the main part of the channel, watch the long form, go down to Dropbox. I don't know if you guys have noticed, they've been hiding are linked now in short form now. You can't see the link. However, that's just me. I don't know. That kind of sucks. So check that out. I'm rambling now. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.